Hi, Arisha. Not sure if anyone else is showing up.
Hi.
Hello. I don't know where everybody is. Because I made this one different from last week. I opened up Thursday and Friday, so I think maybe people got confused of the change, and
Yeah, maybe.
or they're just not available at this time. Maybe they'll show up tomorrow. So you can give me a quick update if you want. Then you don't have to
Yeah,
come to
so
tomorrow's scrum.
okay. So I've done my report and I'm gonna start working on my slides now so I can present the whole thing to you on the 19th, if I remember correctly.
Sounds good. So
I had a question about the report though.
mhm.
So for the estimated costs on the report, do I just do my research and find those based on other fundraisers, or do I look for certain things like how much an attorney would cost, how much a venue would cost?
So the attorney for Superior Court, you need a retainer. I already have that information. I can give it to you. It's $10,000.
Okay.
So you need that before you can go to Superior Court. Small claims court doesn't cost anything because I think that's a taxpayers funded courthouse. But Superior
Mm-hmm.
Court is more expensive, so you need at least $10,000 in your account to hire the lawyer.
Okay.
Um, and venues. I remember I had to book the Hilton in Meadowvale for the kids' corporate Christmas party for the cooperators. And it cost, we had to put a deposit. I think it was like 50% upfront of the total. So the total cost was 10,000. So I had to put $5,000 on a corporate credit card for the venue.
Okay.
So,
I think that was the only question I had.
and if you want to book a food truck too, because it depends, like if you're running a fundraiser, I ran events for corporate employees. So we had like one in
Mm-hmm.
the summertime where I had to book two food trucks. This was the most expensive event that we've ever held. And it usually happens in the summertime. We do this on an annual basis, but this one was more expensive because we got Smokes Poutineery and Beaver Tails to come over to the
Mm-hmm.
workplace, the parking lot, and that costed us 20,000 or 10 to $20,000 it costed us to hold that event. So you can also hold a fundraiser with like food trucks and have some proceeds go towards like workplace harassment or something.
Okay, that sounds
Just
good.
to give you some like brainstorming ideas. And then we also had like volunteers. So someone at my workplace who was friends with me, he's like Chinese, he decided to dress up as a dinosaur for our We the North event. And I
Mm-hmm.
ordered an outfit for him. It was like inflatable, so there's air kind of blowing in the outfit. It was really hot in the summertime. He wasn't getting paid for this. He decided to do it because he wanted to make people smile and happy and have like ops with them if they wanted. That was a $80 costume from Amazon, and we ended up returning it after the event. So we got the money back.
That's that sounds valid. I mean, how would you use that after that?
Mm. I
I
was
think,
thinking
yeah,
about
the only
keeping
thing,
it, but I kept the Grinch costume for myself after all that abuse I took there. And I offered to bring him back to the office, and they said, no, no, it's okay. Just keep it. Like, we know what you went through. Like, don't worry about it. You can have the Grinch costume. So I kept it. Still have it here at my mom's house. Sometimes I put it on during Christmas to make people laugh because everyone here is so
oh,
miserable in my house.
I was gonna say you might wear it during Halloween.
I could probably wear it during Halloween now. That's a good idea. Flip it around a little bit. Keep people on their toes. We had someone, Madison Gordon, she was on my team. I was leading her too. She offered to wear the Grinch costume in the office during like Christmas season. People were taking phone calls and at the call center, and she was like perusing around the office, like acting like the Grinch, and then she would go into like the executives boardroom and like offices and meetings while they were having a meeting and like they were like pissing themselves. They were having such a great time. And she did that for free. And it was fun to see the executives' reactions. Like most of it was positive at that point in time. We had Jeffrey Beachy leading us. He was the VP of operations and he thought it was a blast. Like he was like loving it. Then we got this other guy, Pierre. He there's two Pierres. There's one Pierre from Hamilton who's fucking amazing. And then there's another Pierre from somewhere else. He drove like a Volvo and he put a bicycle on the top of his car to make it seem like he's athletic, but he wasn't athletic at all. It was all manipulation. And he was like Chinese, like efficiency, efficiency. You were on after call work for 3 minutes, that's too long. You need 1 minute and 5 seconds next time. Like it was like he was cranking a whip that didn't exist because like a call center is already stressful. We're facing emotional and mental abuse, and this guy's trying to like work at us with like the timing of taking the calls and how often we're doing it. So he was not a good peer. There's good
It
peers and
sounds
then there's bad
insane.
peer. Yeah, and that one manipulated us that he was athletic and he's looking after his well-being by just putting a bicycle on his Volvo and like station it's like a station wagon Volvo and he would like come into work every day and like pretend he was friendly. I met him for 5 minutes. I was like, there's something deeply wrong with this man. But I never discussed this or disclosed it because I was already planning on exiting anyways. And the only reason why he came in was because Jeffrey Beachy got fired, who was always a fucking blast as a human being. He worked on a farm as a kid, like super authentic human being, like honest, transparent, like down to earth sort of thing. He married a woman, a Chinese lady at Xerox, who's a high level executive, and he's also a high level executive. And like they love each other so much. He has kids with her, and they're like madly and deeply in love. He got fired close to his retirement because he was like telling us stories on emails during the pandemic to help boost morale and like build connections with people while we're all working from home. And
Mm-hmm.
he used to be a property adjuster at one point in his career. Like he started from the bottom and he worked his way all the way up. Like this guy worked to get into that role. Pierre, this Pierre guy just came out off the street, also didn't have any merit to be in that role. But Jeffrey Beachy did. So he came in there, he was like running the call center for so many years. And then close to his retirement, he was telling us stories about like different experiences he had as a property manager, like a property adjuster. And one story crossed the line with a woman because he mentioned dildos and how he found a dildo in a woman's nightstand. And he said this in an email. He sent it to everyone. And it was like a hilarious story. I was laughing. But there was one woman so offended by it, she got him fired over him talking about dildos. And he was just like, this is something we face in property adjustment. Like, I spoke to some of my friends in the property adjustment um department. I'm really close with some of them, and they were saying, like, yeah, this is so common. Like, this is one of the weirdest calls we get, but it's so often that we get it. Like, people have really weird sexual fetishes. Like, they have like whips and chains and like all this like really expensive leather like sexual items and they're expensive and they have like Excel sheets with every single piece they have. And he was just telling the truth, like something he experienced and like something that does happen. And my friends that work in property adjustment still till this day, they face that like almost on a daily basis. Like that's the number one claim we have for property adjustment,
Mm-hmm.
which is fucked because like I don't use that stuff. I'm not into that stuff. I don't have any weird fetishes, but like people are fucked. Like they have weird fetishes. So
Yeah, there's some really weird people in this world.
like he's conservative. Jeffrey Beachy, extremely conservative. So for him to say that was shocking, but he did that on purpose because it was like something to connect with other departments that they're experiencing on the daily basis, but other people were just like not awake yet. Like they don't realize that this is something people do in today's world and like it's expensive. Like some of the claims were also $10,000 for like all their fetish stuff. So it's like you have to be open-minded. Like people are fucking weird. I don't know.
Yeah. So I think that was the only question I had to the report was the estimated costs. I have a few events that I've planned. They're
Okay.
mostly just little seminars that you might have where you provide people with food and like goodie bags at the end and stuff, and
Okay.
have like live donations and stuff. I think my
Sounds
ideas are pretty basic, but the food truck I could add in because that sounds interesting.
yeah, I mean, For the kids' Christmas party, the corporate kids' Christmas party, we had like a budget per child, and I went around asking each parent what their child would want for Christmas and see if that was within our budget. So like some of them got like remote, like really nice stuff, but at like a really low cost because we had a good relationship with the supplier for like many years. So I got like some kids like G-Wagons, like with remote controls, karaoke setups, like really nice stuff for under like $20. Um, and there was like over 100 kids that I had to prepare for, and also hired talent, like a magician we had who brought a live rabbit to the scene and like did magic tricks. We had a real life Santa Claus with Mrs. Claus that came as a package. We also had someone emceeing the event. So like my one team member, Tanya, she's like Irish and Italian. She was doing the emceeing, so she was like doing that for free. We had face painters, we had cotton candy we were giving away. We're also giving away popcorn. This is one I bought from Winners yesterday. And everything you purchase at Winners gets the portion gets donated to women experiencing domestic violence.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm shopping nowadays. Like I bought this bathrobe there yesterday, this popcorn. Most of my purchases have been from Winners or Shoppers Drug Mart. This popcorn, a portion of proceeds go to breast cancer research. I showed this to my mom. My aunt actually had breast cancer. She got her breasts both removed and she didn't tell anyone. It was a secret, which is still shocking to me to this day. But they have like interesting stuff like this. So we could even do like an event, a partnership with Winners. Home Sense, I don't think has any kind of charity affiliations, but this one, like it's like a haram, like a I'm not Muslim, but I dated Muslims, and most of them had to donate to charity. So like most of my life insurance money has been donated to Winners through purchases. Also Shoppers Drug Mart, I've been shopping a lot there. They're donating portions to women's mental health research. So I've spent like a lot of my makeup at Shoppers Drug Mart with the help of their beauty consults. So maybe we can
Mm-hmm.
join those two together somehow in a fundraising event because they're already donating. It's already set up. We just have to make that
Yeah.
connection and bridge it
Yeah, we
together.
can use shoppers and winners for the goodie bags idea that we had. Because winners and shoppers have a lot of dollar friendly, costly makeup. We could have like little goodie bags to get at the end.
Yeah,
Because
I bought like this one. This is like it's made in France. It was during the Paris Olympics. They had this like a special with like a whole kit for travel and for like personal use at home. They also have like this brand made in Korea, Viviana brands, London, UK, Cincinnati, Ohio. Like they have different brands that I was trying out and testing. But also this one, like we can give away like cosmetics. This one's made in Markham, Ontario. No, sorry, made in Canada. And they also give you gifts. Like if you make a certain amount of purchases, this was a gift. They also gave me this one for free. This one was for free too. So like we almost don't have to do any work because they're already doing everything for us. They give gifts away for free if you make purchases. They also gave me free movie tickets. I took my mom and my younger brother to the movies with me. We saw Deadpool, and then I also went to see a movie by myself because my older brother didn't want to join us at the movies. So I went to see Beetlejuice with Johnny Depp. I don't know how I feel about him anymore, but I did go watch his movie. Um, there's also like different hand creams they were like selling at one point during the Paris Olympics. This is also really nice. This is like a cooling gel for under your eyes, and it's actually cold, and it's made in Korea too. So we can do like different collaborations. Whole Foods also has like really nice lip balms. This one is made there. This is made in Canada. They have like one for farmers. This one here. And then like I noticed Shoppers has like these weird sale items like on the clearance. This one was like a matcha all over vegan moisture stick. I love matcha, like that's one of my favorite drinks, but I switch drinks. Sometimes I have it. This is also really good. It's only $5. And RBC actually gives free not tampons, they give pads to women. Anti-Flow, I think is the brand. It's 100% organic, but you need to ask
Hmm.
security. They won't let you in. You have to be a customer. City of Mississauga gives away free period products too. So everyone's already doing stuff. We just have to connect it. They only give you tampons at the City of Mississauga. I haven't seen anything else. I've been doing like lots of like walkthroughs of different buildings to see who is like supporting women. And the RBC one was a shock because I had the worst experiences of my life at that bank as a woman. They didn't want me to go to school. They they kept my money when I was enrolling to McMaster, the money that my father and my mother both saved for my like trust fund, which wasn't a lot, but they kept it for me. They didn't want me to go to school. I was going to get disenrolled, but they provide period pads now, so that's weird.
I mean, they're working on it.
They're doing something. My ex-boyfriend used to work there. He's a president of a US bank now. He lives in Baltimore, and he said working at RBC was the worst experience of his life. He would throw up every morning going to work because he used to sell mutual funds, and he had to do cold calls to people to get business. And he was like, I hate doing it. Like, I don't like asking people for the service. Like, I know it's good, but I don't want to like disturb people in their lives and like feel like a salesy kind of person. So he got through that moment. I mean, he worked in different branches at RBC. He worked in Georgetown at first, where his parents were living. He was living with his parents there when we were dating, and then he moved to the downtown location at RBC. But yeah, he said that was the worst. Working at RBC was the worst experience of his life. There was so many people there that hate one another, and like they all try to, pounce on you. So he said that's probably like one of the most toxic financial branches, like um, banks. So I don't know what they're doing about that. I noticed they have lots of programs for customers, but I don't know what they're doing for their employees, except for period pads. So like banks are trying too, like they provided free period pads, but you need security clearance to go into the bathroom to get it. Um, Maybe just exploring that. Like, what is the city of Mississauga doing for women already, like for free? Like, they gave me
Yeah.
these two free fitness passes for their community centers. They just stopped allowing me going to the gym at my condo building, which is really upsetting because I was going there for 7 years. And now they disconnected my access yesterday. I couldn't even go into the building, which I own a unit there. So that was like really like haram, like what they did. I couldn't even go inside. Um, and then they said only Bernadette or I have to decide who uses the gym. I can ask Bernadette to put me in as a visitor or a guest if I want to use the gym, but I think that's like inconvenient for both of us. So we're gonna go back there and give them hell. But City of Mississauga gave me these two free passes for their community center. So they're also trying to help women with fitness. There's also a museum here, the Benares Historic House and Bradley Museum, which I'm gonna go on Saturday to check out. But they're doing stuff. So like maybe researching things that are already being offered. This was through a DEI event that I attended, and there was a meeting where everyone was expressing like problems they're facing in their city and with employment or discrimination. So they're trying to open up the silos in the city too, so you can like join their meetings to discuss issues that different people are facing and different discriminations that they are feeling.
Yeah, I think I'll try to do more research on that and add that to my presentation. But I think that's all I have for today
Okay,
in terms of my
sounds good.
check-in.
Sounds great.
And I was gonna say, I like the conversations you have. You're a really fun person to listen to.
I think like it's good to open up corporations in a way that's fun because I find like people are too serious overall. Like life is not that serious unless you're in a war zone and people are dying and you're in the military. Like it's really not, you're not also not operating someone's heart or like a doctor in any sense that's like really critical. Like it should be more relaxed. Like we shouldn't all be trying to kill each other. Like there's more than enough money for everyone at the end of the
Yeah,
day. So that's where I'm landing in my thought process today.
that's good. I'm gonna take notes from that. Okay,
So
so
you know what you're
that's it.
doing. I don't need to
Yes, I do.
babysit you. You've done really great work, and I've also expressed that in your feedback. And I think you brought a copy of it too, if you wanted.
I didn't get a copy of it, no.
Mhm. I'll send it
No.
to you, just in
Oh,
case you
thank you
need
so
it
much.
for your files.
Yes.
I have like a file folder of all the positive feedback I ever received in my whole entire life and career, like professionally and personally. I find it helps
Mm-hmm.
me so much with my own self-esteem and confidence. Um,
Yeah, it would.
yeah, because some people can just like pick you apart and then it's like none of it's true. So if you have that file folder there, you'll be like more secure and like you'll feel more empowered to fight with people if they try to, step into your space.
Yeah. So, I won't attend the meeting tomorrow.
Mhm.
I'm just warn beforehand. And I will see you next week with my update. Hopefully, I'll have done my presentation halfway by then.
Sounds great. Look forward to it.
Yes. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.